Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we got the Brooklyn Nets tonight. I'm going to be a bit short-handed, as we know. The game's at 4:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain Time. I think that's how that goes, and 7:30 Eastern. Never use Mountain Time, but since I misspoke and said 6:30, I might as well let you know. I think that's Mountain Time. Whatever the case may be, it's at 4:30 here in Brooklyn, and like I said, man, we're down a lot of people, man. It's not good for us right now. We can go into the injury report before we even get into Brooklyn's history. Jackson Hayes out. Dorian Finney-Smith out against his old team. Luka, game time decision. Bron, of course, out. 1 to 2 weeks right now is what they're saying in regards to the growing. So that's best case scenario for us. We really pleased with that prognosis. Hopefully he is able to come back rather soon. Rui Hachimura is still out. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I think they said they're going to have to postpone his reevaluation for another week. So that's not good news, man. This Rui situation is what hurts, I think, the absolute most. Because if you got Bron out, Dorian out, you need Rui there. And if he's still out, then you don't really have a lot of wings or a lot of size. Brooklyn has a lot of wings. So that's the problem. So, yeah, and of course, Maxi Kleber is still out. So, yeah, no Jackson Hayes. We were hoping he would come back tonight, but he's out, as I already mentioned. So, yeah, that's what it. 1, 2, 3 starters and 1 key role guy out. That's what it is. In the Brooklyn Nets are missing Cam Thomas and Trenton Watford. So that's really what it is. The Brooklyn Nets have lost 5 straight games. They're 21-42. They're tanking. They just lost to the Charlotte Hornets, 105-102, and that just speaks to where they've been at, man. You know, Miles Bridges had a late game block at the end of that one. That was actually a very fun watch in terms of the highlights. You never would think a Brooklyn Charlotte game would be fun to watch, but that was fun to watch. D'Angelo Russell had 28 points in this one, a block, a steal, 7 assists, and 6 boards, 10 of 18 from the field, 4 of 11 from behind the arc. Cam Thomas did play. He was 1 of 8 from behind the arc, 7 of 18, 16 points, 3 assists. Nick Claxton, 4 of 5 from the field, 8 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists, and 6 boards. Zaire Williams had 19 points in this one with assists and 3 boards on 6 of 11 shooting from the field, 4 of 9 from behind the arc. So be careful with Zaire. He's hitting threes right now. Trenton Watford had 5 of 11 for the field, 2 of 8 from behind the arc. Good, he won't be out there. 12 points, 1 block, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds will not be bothering us tonight. Jalen Wilson, 7 points, 1 steal, 1 rebound on 2 of 4 shooting, 2 of 3 from behind the arc in 19 minutes. Is it Jalen? Yes, it is Jalen. That kid's pretty good, man. He was really a standout in all of the highlights that I watched. He's somebody to pay attention to. For the Brooklyn Nets, number 22, Jalen Wilson. Noah Clowney, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3, 0 of 5 from behind the arc. Why is he shooting so many threes? It's the same thing we said last time we played that team. Noah Clowney wants to shoot the 3 ball like he's Dirk Nowitzki or something. Stop shooting so much, Noah. That is not your game, bro. You are not that. 0 of 5? Are you kidding me? Deron Sharp, 4 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds. 1 of 3 from the field. You got to pay attention to Deron Sharp on the glass. He usually rebounds better than that. He's definitely somebody to pay attention to on the defensive end with those 2 blocks, 2 steals. And Tyrese Martin, also somebody who had a lot of good shown in what it is he was doing. 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, 7 points. For Tyrese Martin. Definitely pay attention to him as well. Martin and Wilson, those guys can really go. 5 rebounds from Martin, 1 assist there as well. So yeah, that's really what it was for the Brooklyn Nets. The Charlotte Hornets had a nice shooting night from DiBiase, 8 of 12 from the field, 16 points, 15 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. DiBiase can really go, man. He is a quiet, kept secret in Charlotte. This is a very good player there, and he's only going to get better. I really like DiBiase. Miles Bridges, 26 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 5 assists, and 12 rebounds. The game-winning block on a +2. He was 9 of 20 from the field, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. Very big game for Miles Bridges. Damian Boss, 6 of 17. Why is Damian Boss shooting 17 times? I don't know. 2 of 6 from behind the arc, 14 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Tanking teams will tank. Josh Green, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 4 from behind the arc, 5 assists, 2 boards. No, 4 boards, 5 assists, 4 boards. 2 of them offensive. Nick Smith Jr., 19 points, 2 assists, 2 boards on 6 of 16 shooting, 3 of 9 from behind the arc. Taj Gibson, Played 11 minutes, 2 or 4 from the field. Had an assist, 2 rebounds to go along with his 4 points. Tejan Salone, 9 points, 1 assist, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 rebounds. With his 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Malachi Flynn, of whom I didn't know was on the Charlotte Hornets until now, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from behind the arc. 9 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds. Yeah, and when I say now, I mean when I was watching the highlights last night. I'm like, Malachi's there? He's a good player. Hopefully he can find his way in this league because he has already done big things in certain games. His career high in this league is like 50 points or something like that. So, yeah, Daquan Jeffries had 21 minutes of play, 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc for 3 points, 1 assist, and I believe that's Wendell Moore Jr., but I'm not really sure. Is it Wendell? Yes. I don't know how I'll be knowing these people's names. I hear it one time and just kind of sticks. Wendell Moore Jr., of whom I don't know nothing about, had 5 points, 1 block, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds on 2 of 4 shooting, 1 of 1 from behind the arc in just 11 minutes of play. Maybe he needs more minutes. I think that's what that tells me. He did a lot in 11 minutes against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn shot 14 of 50. They shot 53s in this game. Wow. No wonder they lost. 28% there, 11 of 34 for the Charlotte Hornets, 32% there. 40 of 98 for the Charlotte Hornets, 40% there, 38 of 82, 46% for Brooklyn. So the other, what I said was Charlotte. Speaking a little too fast. 14 of 16 from the free throw line for the Charlotte Hornets, 12 of 15 from the free throw line for the Brooklyn Nets. Both teams shot above 80% there. The Charlotte Hornets killed them on the boards, 50 to 37. Had 22 offensive rebounds. 22 offensive rebounds for the Charlotte Hornets against the Brooklyn Nets. That is absolutely insane. It's craziness. Yeah. 25 assists to 20 for the Nets. 25 for the Hornets. 6 steals for the Nets, 4 for the Hornets, 10 blocks for the Brooklyn Nets. It made up for them 22 offensive rebounds, I'd imagine. 2 blocks for the Charlotte Hornets. The Nets had 13 turnovers, 21 points conceded off turnovers. Very bad in transition there defensively. 10 turnovers, 10 points given up for Charlotte. Fast break points 16 for the Brooklyn Nets, 11 for the Hornets, and the Hornets had 54 points in the paint to Brooklyn's 40. So a lot going on in this game. Brooklyn at one point had a 17-point lead, blew that, and lost by 3. So that's really what it is, man. Brooklyn overshot, man. You got Noah Clowney out here thinking he's, supposed to be shooting 5 threes in a game, ain't hit none of them. I don't know what's going on with the coaching up there in Brooklyn, but they are not developing Noah Clowney correctly. I can tell you that right now. If he ain't attempting nothing on the inside, all threes, please, man, stop playing. Stop that nonsense. So that's what needs to be said there. Expect Noah Clowney to launch threes tonight, for sure. Before that, they played against Steph Curry and the Warriors, and Steph did Steph things. 40 points for Steph Curry. He was highlights galore in that game. 12 of 20 from the field, 7 of 13 from behind the arc. Hit all his free throws. 9 of those. Jimmy Butler hit all his free throws as well. 10 of those, 7 of 13 from the field, 1 of 1 from the 3. Yeah. So that's what it was. 25 points, 3 steals, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds for Jimmy. And if I didn't say this already, Steph Curry had 40. Go along with 4 assists and 4 boards. He turned the ball over 5 times, minus 16, but then 40 points. He was explosive, man. He really put on a show for those Brooklyn fans. Moses Moody, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from behind the arc, 10 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. Draymond, 7 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 of 5 from the field. Podziemski had 1 minute. I don't even know why he's on. He started, and I don't think they played him anymore. I think that's how that went. Started, had a minute. I hope he's healthy. Accumulated nothing at all. It was a -1. Kevon Looney, 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Definitely not from behind the arc. 1 of 4 from the field, 5 points, 1 block, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds. Guy Santos, 6 points, 1 block, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the field. Quentin Post had a good game in this one, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from behind the arc, 10 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. He really stood out in this game. Buddy, 0 of 8 from the field, 0 of 5 from behind the arc, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Maybe people are going to start listening to me about Buddy Hield. Y'all going to start listening to me about this dude. Gary Payton, 7 of 12 from the field, 0 of 2 from behind the arc for 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. his conditioning is coming around. You got to be careful dealing with Gary Payton for the rest of the season and in the playoffs. Because if you're not taking into account that he's going to have a big role and has already won an NBA championship and is going to help them on both sides of the floor, this is somebody who's going to make them much more difficult to deal with than they have been all season long. So whatever you think of the Golden State Warriors, just understand Jimmy Butler is now in place and Gary Payton is healthy for the first time in 3 years. Beware. Do not take the Golden State Warriors lightly. I don't care what anybody tells you. They can very well easily beat somebody they have no business beating in these playoffs. Remember I said this. I expect them to beat somebody. I don't know who it is. I hope it ain't us. But I expect them to beat somebody. So I just want somebody to know that. OKC, Memphis, Houston, you better avoid them. Nuggets, they're going to beat somebody. I'm telling you. So that's what I want to say right there. The Brooklyn Nets, Cam Johnson, 26 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds, 9 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from behind the arc. Nicholas Claxton, 4 of 7 from the field, 8 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 10 assists, and 9 boards out. That's a big game for Nick Claxton against the Warriors. In 31 minutes of play, he really filled up the block score. Cam Thomas, 23 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 8 of 18 from the field, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. D'Lo, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, 7 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 assists. Keon Johnson, 12 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 1 rebound on 2 of 3 from the 3, 5 of 7 from the field. So Keon Johnson is also somebody to pay attention to. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of minutes tonight. Number 45 for the Brooklyn Nets. He's developed really well, had a really good season for them thus far. Let's see. Trenton Watford off the bench had 5 points, a steal, an assist, and 2 boards. 2 of 5 from the field. Jalen Wilson, 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the arc, 6 free throws hit, 6 free throws attempted, 9 points, 3 rebounds, plus 14 for Jalen Wilson. Zaire Williams had 10 points, an assist, and a rebound, and 4-8 from the field, 2 of 5 from behind the arc. Deron Sharp, 1 of 4 from the field, had 2 blocks, 1 steal, 5 rebounds, score along with the 2 points, but he was a minus 20, very bad there. And Tyrese Martin, 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from behind the arc, 17 points, 1 assist, and 2 boards for Tyrese. Keep an eye open for this dude, Wilson and Martin. Those are the 2 that I'm paying attention to off the bench for Brooklyn. They are going to do damage, I'm sure, tonight. So that's what went on with that particular matchup. 45% from the field for Brooklyn, 15 of 33. That's pretty good. 50% from the field, 44 of 87. So they didn't miss very much. 40 of 82 for the Golden State Warriors from the field, 48%. 12 of 32 for the Warriors, 37% from behind the arc. The Warriors killed them on the boards, 45 to 32. 15 offensive rebounds for the Warriors, 8 for the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are hemorrhaging offensive rebounds 2 games in a row, if y'all notice. 22 in the last one, 15 in the one before. So we got to, continue to crash the glass with whoever we can because they just don't seem to be rebounding the ball right now. Let's see, 31 assists for the Warriors, 30 for the Brooklyn Nets. Rarely do I see teams have both teams have over 30 assists. That's not something you see too often. And the score reflects that, 121 to 119. That's the kind of stuff you expect to see if you get that many assists. 7 steals for the Brooklyn Nets, 3 for the Golden State Warriors, 5 blocks for the Nets, 4 for the Warriors. 17 turnovers for the Golden State Warriors, 23 points given up off of those. Not pretty. 12 turnovers for the Brooklyn Nets, 18 points given up off of those. Also not pretty. Neither one of these teams play any transition defense in this game. And Brooklyn, 2 games in a row, trash in transition defensively. You should be able to steal the ball from them, go down on the other end, and score the ball on them. So that's hopefully what we will see there tonight. Fast break points, 16 for the Warriors, 11 for the Brooklyn Nets, and 54 points in the paint for the Warriors, 52 points in the paint for the Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets had a 22-point lead in this game, blew that, lost by 2 here. So the Brooklyn Nets 2 games in a row blowing big leads. If I'm thinking correctly, I think we said they had like a 20-point lead or something like that against the Hornets. I don't remember what I said, but that's 2 big leads blown in a row. The Brooklyn Nets are able to punch, and then effectively tank at the end of the game to assure they lose. I think that's what I'm seeing there. Before that, they played against the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio, and Devin Vassell had the game of his life. Uh, Stephon Castle dunked on somebody heavily in this game. I mean, it was a ferocious dunk from him too. This was a pretty fun watch of highlights as well, surprisingly enough. San Antonio and Brooklyn really put on a show there. Zaire Williams had 7 points, 1 assist, 3 boards. Cam Johnson had 17 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 6 of 10 shooting from the field, 3 of 6 from behind the arc. He will be out there tonight, so be ready for him to stretch the floor and try to get steals and get in transition. Cam Johnson, yeah. Nicholas Claxton, 3 of 7 from the field, 6 points, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 7 boards for Nicholas Claxton. And Cam Thomas had a Kobe that night, 24 points to 6 assists along with that and 1 rebound, 8 of 19 from the field, 4 of 13 from behind the arc. D'Lo Russell, 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 8 from the 3, 12 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 assists, and 1 rebound for D'Lo against the Spurs. Trendon Watford had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, plus 18, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the arc. Very good game for Trendon Watford. Again, very happy he will not be playing tonight, doing any of that crap against us. Jalen Wilson, 13 points, 1 assist on 4 of 5 shooting, 3 of 5 from behind the arc. Another good game for Jalen Wilson. Shooting the ball from behind the arc, put a hand up in his face. Dariq Whitehead had 3 points, hit a 3 out there. He'll be in the G League tonight. Max Lewis is back. Welcome back, Max Lewis. I didn't know he was healthy. He played 2 minutes, got a rebound. But our guy Max Lewis back from that injury. Very happy to hear that. Deron Sharp, 1 of 2 from the field, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 block. I wonder if Max Lewis will play tonight. Maybe they give him some minutes against his old team. Be careful if he's out there. He may want to go off on us. We know he's capable of playing well. Tyrese Martin, 9 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. On 4 of 8 shooting from the field, 1 of 5 from behind the arc, and Keon Johnson, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc for 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal for Keon Johnson. So that is what happened there with the Brooklyn Nets in a losing effort against San Antonio. Bismack Biyombo is playing great right now, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, plus 17, 6 of 10 from the field for Bismack. He is playing great. Harrison Barnes had 9 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds on 3 of 6 shooting from the field, 2 of 5 from behind the arc. Chris Paul hit his shots, 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from behind the arc, 11 points, 7 assists, 2 steals for CP3 and a plus 31. All good things happened while he was out there. De'Aaron Fox, 7 of 12 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. De'Aaron Fox is lost in San Antonio. In this guard rotation, he just don't fit. I don't know what they're going to do with him. You know, like, he wanted to be there to play with Wemby, but what you're finding out is he's just another small guard in a fleet of small guards. You got Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Chris Paul. He kind of just doesn't really fit in San Antonio. Now, I'd imagine Chris Paul is going to be moving on, but him and Stephon Castle, I don't really know if his future's in San Antonio like he thought. I don't know. Because right now, Stephon Castle is doing a little more than just being a sidekick in that guard spot. He's a really talented player. He's going to be pushing De'Aaron Fox for that leading role. And while that would sound crazy in Sacramento, the way that the San Antonio Spurs are set up, De'Aaron Fox just looks like another guy, man. It's really strange how he's been just depleted down to a role where he just looks like another guard rather than looking like De'Aaron Fox. But, you know, you be careful what you wish for. You wanted out of Sacramento, where you were leading star guy. Now you're in San Antonio, just one of 3 small guards that just kind of do things not enough to win. And no Wemby's out there. This is terrible. It's not good, put it like that. But what was good was Devin Vassell's game. 37 points, 1 block, 4 steals, 5 assists, 11 rebounds, 14 of 20 from the field, 8 of 11 from behind the arc. When Devin Vassell is healthy, he's capable of doing this. He did this against us 1 year. I think it was 2 years ago. He had his career high. This is not surprising to me. Devin Vassell is rarely healthy, but when he's healthy and fully conditioned, he plays all-star level ball. So you got to be careful with Devin Vassell going up against the Spurs. He's capable of this. Julian Champagnie, 8 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 3 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. Jeremy Sohan had a poor game, 2 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds.
1 of 4 from the field. He hasn't been himself since coming back from that injury. Before he went down, he was playing great. Coming back, it's been really inconsistent. Keldon Johnson, 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from behind the arc, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist for Keldon Johnson. And Stephon Castle, 8 of 15 from the field, 1 of 5 from behind the arc, 0 of 4 from the free throw line. Stephon, 17 points, 2 steals, 6 assists, and 4 boards in 27 minutes of play. So that's what the Spurs did in the winning effort from the box score. The Spurs shot pretty well. 52 out of 95 from the field, 18 of 39 from the 3, 46% from 3, 54% from the field. And of course, missing free throws, 5 of 10, 50% for the Spurs. Still won though. One on the boards, 46 to 40 against the Brooklyn Nets. Had 13 offensive rebounds to 11 for the Brooklyn Nets. Again, another night where the Brooklyn Nets give up a lot of offensive boards. Not really surprising. The Spurs had 37 assists in this game to 29 for Brooklyn. Brooklyn does get a lot of assists low-key. We need to be careful with the continuity of their playmakers helping them. 8 steals for the Brooklyn Nets, 9 for the Spurs, 2 blocks for the Brooklyn Nets, 4 for the Spurs. 13 turnovers for the Brooklyn Nets, 23 points given up off of those. Horrible in transition defense. 15 turnovers for the Spurs, 13 points given up off of those. They do not defend off steals and turnovers. If you turn the Brooklyn Nets over, you're going to get 2 points because they're not going to defend you. That's what this is telling me. 3 games in a row. Terrible at it. 62 points in the paint for the Spurs. 40 for the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn was shooting all these damn threes. 17 of 50. 34% for the Brooklyn Nets. 39 of 86. 45% from the field for the Brooklyn Nets. So you launch that many threes, yeah, you're not going to do anything in the paint. And if you can't defend in transition, then the other team is going to score in the paint. So Brooklyn's effective in tanking. That's what it is. 15 fast break points for the Brooklyn Nets, 16 for the Spurs. And Brooklyn at one point was up by 8, blew that lead, ended up down by 25 at one point. So, yeah, that's how this game went. The San Antonio Spurs, Devin Vassell, man, what can I say? He went nuts, and that pretty much told the story there. So, before that, the Brooklyn Nets played, who did they play before that? The Detroit Pistons, they got their butts whooped by Detroit. 115-94. Cade Cunningham had 9 of his 15 points in the fourth quarter there. That's what this says here. And, yeah, Cam Johnson, man. Bad shooting night. 3 of 20 from the field, 0 of 10 from behind the arc. That'll let you know what happened there. 13 points, 1 steal, 4 rebounds. Of course, he got to the line 8 times, hit 7 of them on a bad shooting night. Keon Johnson, 3 of 15 from the field, 2 of 9 from behind the arc, 10 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 assists, 8 rebounds go along with that. The Johnson dudes, man, what is this? 3 of 20, 3 of 15, 0 of 10, 2 of 9? What are we doing? What was going on with the Johnson & Johnson there, man? It's terrible shooting. Zaire Williams, 5 of 14 from the field, 0 of 6 from behind the arc, 11 points, 2 steals, 1 assist, 3 boards. Killian Hayes, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from behind the arc, 4 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. 3 of 9 for Claxton from the field, 9 points, 5 blocks, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Did anybody shoot well? Tyrese Martin shot well. As usual, 7 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from behind the arc, 7 of 7 free throws, 23 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, and a block there. Deron Sharp, 2 of 6 from the field, 4 points, 1 block, 4 steals, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. Deron Sharp really fills up the box score. He don't score very much, but he's sure going to get up steals and blocks and rebounds. Be careful with him. Max Lewis had some minutes here, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the arc, 3 points, 3 rebounds for Max Lewis. And Jalen Wilson, 14 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the arc. More Tyrese Martin, less of everybody else is what should have been happening if Brooklyn actually wanted to compete. That was a poor shooting effort, to say the least. They were awful shooting the ball. Tank mission for sure. The Detroit Pistons had 6 players in double figures. Tobias Harris with 18 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 9 boards on 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the arc. Clean game for Tobias. Stuart Thompson, 6 of 9 from the field, 13 points, 1 block, 3 assists, and 5 boards. Tim Hardaway had 9 points, 2 assists in this one, 3 of 9 from the three, didn't attempt any twos. Jalen Duren, 6 of 7 from the field, hit all of his free throws as well. 6 of 6, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 6 blocks, 3 turnovers, and a plus 29 for Jalen Duren. Whoosh. Yeah, deal with him. Cade Cunningham had 15 points, 2 blocks, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds on 4 of 9 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 from behind the arc. Very low volume for Cade Cunningham in this game. Very low volume. He didn't shoot very much. Malik Beasley, of course, continues to shoot like Michael Redd for the Detroit Pistons. 6 of 10 from the field, 5 of 8 from behind the arc, 18 points. Boy, couldn't hit a shot for us, but he's Brandon Roy for them in Detroit. Dennis Schroeder, DS had 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, 7 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, and a block there for DS. Isaiah Stewart had 4 blocks, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds and 1 assist, on 1 of 4 shooting. Ron Holland, 4 of 4 from the field for 10 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 2 boards. And Simone Fontecchio did not score, but had a steal and 3 assists and 3 boards there. So that was the production for the Detroit Pistons in a winning effort. And the Brooklyn Nets shot very cold, as we clearly saw. 6 of 39 from the threes, 15% from the three, 30% from the field, 29 of 95. They just couldn't hit a shot, man. Couldn't hit a shot. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons start 39 of 72 from the field for 45%, and 12 of 28 from the three for 42% from the three. They also won on the boards. Did Detroit 47 to 38, and of course, this is a good game for the Brooklyn Nets in the sense they only gave up 6 offensive rebounds. They had 14 of their own, so this is a rare occasion where you lose big on the boards, but control the defensive rebound in a way that helps yourself, or gets offensive rebounds rather. I don't think they really control the defensive boards at all, but they got offensive rebounds there for themselves. Second chance opportunities to break more shots, essentially, is what that was. 19 assists to 31. Brooklyn definitely lost that. 12 steals for the Nets to 5 for the Detroit Pistons. 15 blocks for the Pistons to 8 for the Nets. 27 turnovers for the Detroit Pistons, giving up 24 points off of those, and 14 turnovers for the Detroit Pistons, for the Nets, and they conceded 14 points off of those. 27 turnovers for Detroit, and you still win by 21. God, this was a bad game. This was a bad game. 36 points on the fast break for Detroit Pistons, 19 for the Nets. These teams were speed demons, both of them. 36 points in the fast break is crazy. 52 points in the paint for the Detroit Pistons, and 44 for the Brooklyn Nets. Rounds out everything. Detroit was up by as much as 25 in this game, and both teams fouled like crazy. 29 fouls for the Pistons, 24 fouls for the Nets. So yeah, the free throws is absolutely insane. This game probably took about 6 hours. 30 of 35 from the free throw line for the Brooklyn Nets, 85%. 25 of 29 for 86% for the Detroit Pistons. I would not have wanted to watch this game with all these damn free throws. And that is pretty much what you have there in regards to that particular matchup. And there's one more game we have to go over as well. We'll be spewing numbers out into the atmosphere in hopes that you won't be too bored to listen to them, for this data is important when considering what it is we're doing. So, yeah, the game before that, the Brooklyn Nets did play the Portland Trailblazers, and the Portland Trailblazers took care of business. It was one of those games where, you just really saw Delano Blanton step out. That's who stepped up. 8 of 11 from the field, 3 of 4 from behind the arc for 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal for Delano. Scoot Henderson had 12 points, 1 block, 3 steals, and 9 assists and 3 rebounds. 4 of 9 from the field, 1 of 6 from behind the arc for Scoot. Jabari Walker, 2 of 4 from the field, 5 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 6 boards there. Shaedon Sharpe had a good one, 25 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 block, 9 of 14 shooting from the field, 4 of 6 from behind the arc, 6-11 for Anthony Simons, 2 of 6 from behind the arc, 6 of 11 from the field. That's 14 points, 1 steal, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds for Anthony Simons. Donovan Clingan, 12 points, 2 blocks, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds, plus 22 for Donovan. 5 of 8 from the field. Gotta respect Donovan Clingan. He's starting to get the minutes and is showing he is a better player for it. What you also have is Keegan Murray, or Keegan Murray's brother, Chris Murray, 11 points, 3 steals, 1 assist, and 2 boards. And Tamari Kamara, 19 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds on 6 of 11 shooting from the field, 4 of 7 from behind the arc. So yeah, that's what the Brooklyn Nets had to deal with in regards to the Portland Trailblazers. Very difficult stuff to deal with there, man. 5 players in double figures for Brooklyn, so that's pretty good. Cam Johnson had 14 points, 2 steals, 4 assists. Nicholas Claxton had 6 of 9 from the field, 16 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Cam Thomas, 16 points on 7 of 17 from the field, 0 of 4 from behind the arc. Killian Hayes, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from behind the arc for 16 points for there. Also, 16 points for Claxton, 16 points for Cam, 16 points for Hayes. Very balanced stuff there. They also had 10 points for Keon Johnson off the bench, 6 rebounds, 1 steal as well on 3 of 8 shooting for him. Tyrese Martin, 5 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds for Tyrese Martin. 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5 from behind the arc. Not a great shooting night for Tyrese. 3 of 5 for Deron Sharp from the field, 6 points, 1 block, 1 assist, and 7 boards. And Jalen Wilson, bad shooting night also. 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from behind the arc, 9 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 5 boards. And of course, Trenton Watford, 5 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Glad he's not going to be out there tonight. That's what the Brooklyn Nets did against the Portland Trailblazers. Not enough. A lot of balanced shooting, but nobody really stepped forward to really take over things. Brooklyn also shot bad from the 3 again. 7 of 29 from the 3, 24%. Kobe, 36 of 87 from the field, 41% from the field. You also saw them shoot the free throw, 23 of 27 for 85%. And they did win the glass for a change, 45 to 36. Had 21 offensive rebounds, did the Brooklyn Nets, to the Portland Trailblazer 9. Still lost by a lot. That's crazy. Portland shot 45 of 78 from the field for 57%. 15 of 36 from the 3 for 41%. So that's what it was. They shot better. That's what it really came down to. And the Portland Trailblazers had 31 assists to Brooklyn's 20. So you ain't going to get too many points when you have 20 assists. As we talked about earlier, 130-something points when you have 30 assists. Only 102 points when you have 20 assists in a situation. 13 steals for the Brooklyn Nets to 11 steals for the Portland Trailblazers. And you have 2 blocks for the Nets and 4 blocks for the Blazers. Now the turnovers are a little nuts here, man. 22 turnovers for the Portland Trailblazers, 21 points conceded off of those. Inverted. 21 turnovers for the Brooklyn Nets, 22 points conceded off of those. So both of these teams, terrible in transition. Consistently, Brooklyn is awful in transition defensively. 13 fast break points for the Brooklyn Nets, 16 for Blazers, 56 points in the paint for the Blazers, 50 for the Brooklyn Nets. And at one point, the Blazers were up by 26 points in this game. Brooklyn's terrible, man. That's what it really comes down to. After 5 games of homework, we can clearly see the Brooklyn Nets are a struggling basketball team. We should beat them even though we're out a bunch of people, if you ask me. Although we may be out the wrong ingredients to really even compete with anybody, to be honest with you. When you consider the fact that Jackson's out, Dorian's out, Braun is out, Rui's out, Maxi Kleber's out. Luka's still a game-time decision. He may actually scratch at the end of the day here. So we just got to go in there and play the best we can, and hopefully their wings don't really start to swing in tonight. Hopefully D'Angelo Russell doesn't decide to have one of them games, because we know that he's capable of that. But yeah, man, Los Angeles Lakers coming off a loss against the Celtics. We're down so many people, so we can't really get mad at ourselves for not really playing as well as we wanted to. But at the end of the day, I thought we put up a good effort. And with Braun going down, who knows? We were coming back in this game. At one point, we were down by, let's see what it says. We were down by, against the Celtics at one point, 22 points and only lost by 10. Then we cut it to 5 at one point. So, tough first half for your Lakers. But at the end of the day, going up against the defending champions without Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura, Braun doesn't end the game well. It's hard to beat a team when those are the circumstances. So hats off to the Lakers for a valiant effort. And now we go into Brooklyn and hope that Austin and Luka can carry us. We're going to be short, small, we're going to run what we have. Vando's going to be out there some. Obviously, we're going to see some Trey Jemison. I expect us to get some Alex Lynn, maybe even some Cam Reddish, some Shake Milton possibly. Dalton Connect is going to be big tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. Jordan Goodwin, Gabe Vincent. We'll see those guys, but we're going to be down a lot of ingredients, man. And, you know, we just know it's going to be a tough week for the Lakers. We got 3 sets of back-to-back starting up. After today, you have 2 days off. But from then on, you're just going to be playing pretty much every night, more or less, for like 8 days pretty much. So some of them games on the road, some of them against really good teams. So we just got to grit our teeth and bear it. This is going to be a tough week, one of the toughest weeks in NBA history for the Los Angeles Lakers. So no Bron for any of it makes it even harder, but you will play who's in front of you, whether you like it or not. That's the measure that the NBA has set for us with this schedule. So, yeah, man, your Lakers going to be wearing their yellow uniforms on the road. Brooklyn's going to be wearing their black uniforms at home. I'll never understand it, but that's what it's going to be tonight. And there should be no updates, I don't believe, on the injury report other than what I just saw. DeAnthony Melton's out for the season. Cam Thomas and Trenton Wofford out as well. Maxey out. Bron, Jackson, Rui, and Dorian. Yeah, that's what it is. And Luka's still a game-time decision. So nothing's changed on the injury report for tonight. And we just got to keep an eye open for all ex-Lakers, man, particularly D'Angelo Russell. He's going to want to beat us tonight. He almost beat us in the last one. If he would have hit the game winner, we could have found ourselves a loser. I think that's how that went. Whatever the case may be, we don't always play our best game against Brooklyn, so we do need to be aware of that going into their building tonight. So, yeah, man, we'll get through this. This is an early game. We know how this goes, 4:30. We don't like these here, but, you know, we'll deal with the schedule in front of us, and hopefully the Lakers can find a way, despite being shorthanded, to get a big victory tonight against a Brooklyn team that probably just wants to lose every game for the rest of the season. You know, they have their eyes on Cooper Flag. They don't have any business winning anything, not even tonight with the shorthanded Lakers coming to town. But you never know, man. People do like to show up against us, especially old Lakers. So, that's pretty much what I got to say, man. Be ready for 4:30. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.